bronze medalist in the European Junior Championships back in 2014. Nurmaganbet already has his headgear in place. Vezir Agirman from Germany, bronze medalist a few years ago. Here in Russia, the European Junior Championships took place in AIBA.
Round one.
So the first semi-final then in the men's 75-kilogram middleweight division being contested between boxers from Kazakhstan and Germany. The taller boxer wearing red, boxing out of the southpaw stance, is Nurmaganbet, 18 years of age. Terrific left hand out of that southpaw stance, spearing his opponent, who is his fellow 18-year-old Vezir Agirman from Germany. Part of an 8-strong boxing team. He's operating out of the orthodox stance. I just think some binding has tumbled from the waistband. One of these two men onto the canvas of the boxing ring, but the referee happy to let it go. There it is floating around there, just on the exterior of the logo, St. Petersburg, the lion. Had plenty of fun with the spectators, has the mascot version of that logo we're seeing there. St. Petersburg, the lion, representing the city's and the sport's key values of strength, confidence and willpower. He's making a nuisance of himself around the boxing ring, all in good fun, of course, over the course of these championships. Both of these men have identical credentials in terms of national titles that they've won. Whipping left hand to the body from Nurmaganbet. There was a left hook over the top in response from Agirman, but the punches of the man in red just appear to be more forceful and are certainly being delivered with better timing. Oh, good left hand from Agirman, really compact and tight, and it just went inside the arcing punch of the man in red, but he hasn't missed a beat, and look at the way he's continuing to let his punches flow. Terrific relaxation being demonstrated by Nurmaganbet. While Agirman's covering up, he is demonstrating good head movement there, but again he was tagged by a looping right hand from Nurmaganbet. When I say these men have identical credentials, that's because they both put junior titles in 2014 and schoolboy titles in their respective homelands back in 2012. Different weight classes though, but here they are now in the same weight class, 75-kilogram middleweight boxers. Different statures, different physiques. Cracking reverse 1-2, left, right from Nurmaganbet. And this a rematch. We've met twice before, have these boxers. Once earlier this year at the Brandenburg Youth Cup in Frankfurt. And the advantage is in favor of the man in red. So it's a trilogy now. Third contest in their rivalry, and the man in blue has yet to find a way to solve the puzzle. That is Nurmaganbet. Very good opening round of boxing once again for the man from Kazakhstan. And one wonders how significant that 2-0 advantage he enjoys over this man will be here on the World Championship stage. Good left hand, it was a chopping downward motion from Nurmaganbet.
Давай, екінші раунд, смотри. Жақсылап ойнау керек. Оң қолына қара, төмен ұрасың, алды қолмен бітіресің, болды. Сол қолмен ұрасың, оң қолмен бітіресің, алды қолмен. Все, аяғыңды Вызывать, естественно. Вызывать, естественно.
So into the second round then. Snapping out that right jab from a flat-footed stance is Nurmaganbet. Very effective opening round of boxing, but there's a good left jab, a counter jab. He's the shorter man, but on that occasion, Agirman beat his man to the shot. And there's the same jab again, completely causing Nurmaganbet to lose his boxing stance. Back in the space of the boxing ring, he's looking to get it back together, but a very good response from Agirman, who's remaining focused on his task. There's a right hand that wasn't too far away, but he was caught by a lead right hand from Nurmaganbet. Nurmaganbet's punches flow so freely, so there's plenty of them. Some of them are repelled, like that attempted left hand just a few moments ago, and Agirman is using good head movement to cause a lot of them to flow over the shoulder, but he's giving the impression of being the busier boxer. There's fewer punches coming from the gloves of Agirman. When he does launch, he gets through with single right hands like that. But just look at the activity as he scores with a chopping right hand, Nurmaganbet. Look at the activity from the man in red. And while he's slipping and evading plenty of these punches, some of them are getting through. And so this could well come down to, if this contest continues in this vein, as he scores with another good single right hand, Agirman, this could well come down to what the judges prefer. And remember, judges on all four sides of the boxing ring here now, in this revised system of scoring where all 5 judges are being used rather than the three that were used previously out of the 5 in AIBA boxing. Cracking corkscrew right hand from Agirman. But why I mention the fact that every vantage point around the ring is now being taken. Good 1, 2, 3 from Agirman. But the activity from Nurmaganbet's hands from some parts of the ring can be viewed as successful offense, even though plenty of the shots are being parried. Cracking right hand once again from the man in blue. And he is not being deterred. He is demonstrating terrific poise and patience because he's under consistent, heavy shelling from the man in red. But still, he remains true to his game plan as he landed with a hard left to the body, then was countered by a right hook over the top. But he's remaining true to his game plan of patient counter-punching. And that takes some nerve, some reflex, and some belief in your ability to box in this manner when you've constantly got leather flying in your direction from a free-flowing puncher like Nurmaganbet. What a fascinating contest we have here. Example of some of the very good work from both men. It was in the first replay, Agirman who had the success, then a salvo of punches from the man in red. Beautiful right jab and then a right cross in return, and that has been that second round in particular in a nutshell. Both men enjoying success. Not so much give and take action, but both men finding their spots. This man with the volume and the man in blue with the patience.
Round 3.
So into the third and final round, in the third encounter between these two familiar adversaries. They met once last year in the final of the Ahmet Komet Youth Tournament in Istanbul, and earlier this year in Frankfurt, and on both occasions it's Nurmaganbet who has prevailed, but they know all about one another. So this effectively was round 7 to begin this third encounter between the two of them. And the contrasting styles are making for enthralling viewing. Beautiful right uppercut after the left hand from Nurmaganbet, who appears to be, well, he's showing no signs of slowing down, that's for sure. Up on his toes, in and out with the feet, and just continuing to work punches from down around his belt line, showing no sign of the punch output diminishing or the accuracy decreasing. Terrific work from Nurmaganbet. Agirman remaining patient. There's a single shot that he's looking for once again, but is that going to be enough to overcome the volume that he's on the receiving end of? And he has been for practically the first half of this round in non-stop fashion from Nurmaganbet. This is an extraordinary performance from the man in red. Loose at the shoulders, so relaxed. Agirman comes back with a right hand of his own, but look at that, another what? 3-4 shots went in from Nurmaganbet. His relaxation is really to be admired. And perhaps that's one of the keys, allied with conditioning and fitness, of course, but that's one of the keys why his punches are so free-flowing. Good left-handers, Agirman falls into a clinch. Because if you tighten up at the shoulders and try and launch your shots with muscularity, that isometric contraction will really tire out the muscles. But Nurmaganbet is so loose-limbed and free-flowing. So he's moving to a tune that only he alone can hear inside his head guard, bouncing around the boxing ring with wonderful relaxation and no sign of fatigue in this, his 5th bout of the tournament. Terrific display. Impressive quarter-final victory of the 5-0 unanimous variety over Nikita AIBA of the USA, national youth champion at 75 kilograms. And he's only dropped the verdict for one judge because it was 5-0 victories over Germando Tuminello of Italy in the opening preliminary round, and in the second preliminary round he beat the man from Australia, Jack Gitt, 5-0, 4-1 over Dimitro Rabalko, the 2016 European Youth bronze medalist. And here against Vezir Agirman, my goodness, he produced a display of absolute brilliance. The second round was very competitive because Agirman displayed immense patience and picked his punches wonderfully. But in the third round, the work rate of Nurmaganbet, if anything, increased. Agirman still demonstrated poise and patience, but is that accurate punch picking of the single variety going to be enough to impress the judges when compared to the non-stop, incessant punching that came from the fist of the man in red? Very difficult proposition to score for the man in blue in that regard. It was a competitive contest, but I think it's Nurmaganbet who will go through to the final. Let's get the official announcement.
Уважаемые дамы и господа, в этом поединке единогласным решением судей победу одержал спортсмен из красного угла ринга Nurmaganbet, Kazakhstan.
So Kazakhstan's Nurmaganbet goes through to the gold medal bout in the 75 kilogram middleweight division with a fantastic display of non-stop punch picking over the course of 3 3-minute rounds. He earns his 3rd victory in the 3rd meeting over Vezir Agirman of Germany. The national junior champion back in 2014 comes away with the best prize of his boxing career to date, a bronze medal here at the World Youth Boxing Championships in St. Petersburg. He had a terrific second round. He boxed well throughout, but he simply could not keep the man in red at bay, and that is why he comes away with bronze, and Nurmaganbet goes through to contest championship gold here in St. Petersburg.
Судьи: Болгария, Канада, Казахстан, Азербайджан, Куба. Судья в ринге Валерий Пастухов, Молдавия.
Ladies and gentlemen, the bout number 8 in middleweight division up to 75 kilograms. The judges for the next contest from Germany, Canada, Kazakhstan, Azerbaijan,